Alright, you delightful human beings, and welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you're new here. I'm Christina, aka That Writer, and today we are back with more good old MyGM here in WWE 2K24. We are not jumping into a match right out of the gate like we normally would. We're going to actually kind of wait a little bit, see what we got up our sleeve here, but we're going to go through the matches. We're going to go through the next 4 weeks, play through matches that are going to be interesting, right? And we're honestly just pushing through it at this point. We're trying to get to 2K25. We're trying so hard. Either way, grab your snacks, grab your choice of beverage, get comfy and cozy. Let's try to finish out my GM, people. So, we've got Braun Strowman versus Dirty Dominic Mysterio in a submission match to open up the show. Dirty Dominic Mysterio picks up a huge win right there, 4 stars. Tag team call out, so that rivalry is continuing to grow as well. We got a triple threat match, Drew, Dragon, and Johnny Gargano. Alrighty, 3 stars. Drew picks up a huge win. Kairi Sane with a promo. Meechin versus Psycho Sally with the run-in from Lyra. And Meechin picks up the win. Of course, we did the fixed match thing. It is what it is. She needed a win, and it worked out. We have Trick and Solo now in a feud, so that'll be kind of interesting. We've got Omos, we've got CM Punk, and we've got Scott Steiner. So we got to see where things kind of go from here.
1, 2, that's it.
And Scott Steiner picks up a huge win, continuing that little random feud there. So let's keep things moving onward and upward. Alrighty, people. We didn't do too bad. Let's go. So we got 35,000 fans, not the greatest show, but not the worst show. NXT got 39,000, ECW got 33,000, and then of course SmackDown got 28,000. Alrighty, we got the Get Schooled, which is great. Love to see it. Week 22. No. Listen, we're right at the very end of the show, so there is that. Okay, so Fanny wants a match. We got a managed roster. Who got the little bump this week? Psycho Sally gets a new perk. You'll love to see it. Okay, submission match. I see her be Extreme Rules. That's a no-brainer for Sally. That's a no-brainer. Alrighty, so now we're back over here on Monday Night Raw. We got to book the show. Keeping in mind that we got to get Fanny in a match this week, so let's go ahead and book the show, see if anything sticks out, and if not, then we will just kind of go from there. Alrighty, so before we jump into week 22, we've got some new perks over here. So I got ourselves some of those like Get Schooled cards, and we had like 3 of them to use up, so I used one of them on Bailey to get her up to, I believe she's up to 19 now. But we got Mr. Punk over here. He's up to 21. And then Trick over here is at 15. So let's go to Trick first. And then Bruiser or Specialist. I can kind of see him being more of a Bruiser, I think. So we'll go with that. And then Mr. Punk over here. Let's see here. Casket match or tables match? Let's go with casket match. Because I think that just, makes things a little interesting. So let's see here. I don't think we got anybody else. Our next closest one that will be leveling up soon will probably be close, maybe Jade, but definitely Meechin's kind of up there. Chad Gable's up there. Solo's getting there. Yeah, also, we got Axiom on there, and you'll see what we did. And I kind of want to watch this match for the sake of watching this match. So, again, it's like, what are we doing here? But this might be a case where we watch 2 matches in an episode. We'll have to take a little look-see-poo. But I think we're going to watch something over here just to see what happens, right? Right. So, yeah, I mean, we could do another tornado tag match, or we could just watch this match. We could just watch this match. So I think we're going to watch maybe this match. I don't know. But either way, we got an interesting card on our hands, to say the least. So let's go ahead and just see what happens here. Let's just see what happens here. Alrighty, well, we went through, well, let's see here. Who did we watch last episode? We basically saw, well, we don't need, do we need 3 episodes of Roman back to back to back? That's my only concern. So I think, let's watch that crazy random tag match maybe. I don't know, but I think let's just kind of breeze through this, see what sticks, see what doesn't stick. And then maybe as we get to week 24, we'll watch something. And if we don't get to anything, then maybe we'll just kind of watch all the Mania matches. I don't know. It's still early on, but we'll take a little look-see-poo. Alrighty, Fatal 4-Way for the women's title. And Bayley picks up a big win. 4 stars. You love to see that for Bayley. You love to see it. We got Drew and Johnny Gargano in a feud. Alrighty, we got Trick and Solo. They're starting their little feud over here. And Solo picks up a win. And then we got Chad Gable, Ilya Dragunov, continuing their little feud. We got Dragon Lee and Axiom versus Omos and Ivar. I think this is pretty self-explanatory. Omos and Ivar pick up a win, 2.5 stars. Punk and Scott Steiner, they're continuing their random little feud. And then for the World Championship, we've got Dexter Lumis versus Roman Reigns. Let's see what happens here. Dexter Lumis picks up the win. Dexter Lumis is a world champion. This is fantastic. Alrighty, so we did pretty well, all things considering. So we've got rivalries of brewing. We got some that are kind of remaining pretty stable, which is good too. Because we're going to need some stuff heading into Mania season because they're probably going to use all the power cards as humanly possible at us. Heck of a show. Heck of a show. Let's go. Alrighty. We got 41,000 fans. Love to see it. Love to see it. We got more money, which is also really good. 42,000 for NXT. Not bad. 34 for ECW. And then we've got 44 for SmackDown. So we didn't do too bad this week. We're right in the middle. We got the health spa, which is good. We're going to need it. And we're still plugging along, people. We are officially up to second place, technically, in terms of the fan support. And we are also, well, I was going to say we're also in second place for the budget, but we're now down in third place. But, yeah. Week 23! Seriously, Regal. Okay. Well, that's fine. Roman probably needed a break anyway. Alright, that's fine. Watching the progress. Yep, that's fine, Teddy. That's fine. Yes! We are here for it, Bayley. We are here for it. I'm really psyched for this upcoming PLE. We're psyched for you, Dominic Mysterio. We are psyched for you. Okay, so show logistics. We could upgrade and get some more stuff, which is great. Social media ads. Well, that gets special guest referee in there, and that could get kind of interesting. That could get kind of fun. This unlocks casket match, special referee, or... Yeah. Let's go ahead and spend a little bit of money over here. Just a little bit. Just a little bit more. There we go. Alrighty, so we spent a little bit of money that we probably didn't need to spend, but we want to upgrade the effects anyway. So let's go ahead and book the show, see if anything sticks out to us, and we'll go from there. Alrighty, people, here we go, here we go, here we go. We got a triple threat match for the United States Championship to kick things off. Ilya Dragunov defending against Chad Gable and Scott Steiner. Let's see what happens here. Chad Gable picks up a win. Okay, 3.5 stars. Love to see it. We got a little tag team promo thing over there just to kind of keep everything moving along. Punk and Solo. Let's see what happens over here. You'll see why we did this in a moment. They got a 2-star match. That is fine. It is what it is. Kyrie with a promo. Drew McIntyre, Johnny Gargano with the run-in because we needed to kind of do that for the commissioner goal because Drew's our most popular available person for the week. And Trick, well, we just need to have him against Drew because, well, the styles mesh together. So this all worked out pretty well. Trick pulls out the huge win, and we got 2.5 stars, and we're up to level 2. Meechin with a promo, and then in the main event, we've got Fanny and Jade versus Bayley and Cora Jade in a TLC match for the women's tag team titles because Bayley wanted a main event match. And so we did just that. And it's been a minute since we've had this match. And we got 4.5 stars. We're at level 4 for this feud. Let's see how everybody else did. And then maybe we'll watch something over on week 24. Alrighty. Okay, well, it looks like we all did pretty decently. We're all on the same wavelength, so that's exciting. 40,000 fans for Monday Night Raw. Love to see it. Love to see it. NXT got 45,000. Okay, we're doing pretty good. 49 for ECW. All right. And then 38 for SmackDown. So we're not doing too bad. Not doing bad at all. All right, we got Blinded. We're still at number 1, which is very exciting. Hey, Cleveland. Well, that's fitting. See? Yep. We're on the same wavelength, Johnny Gargano. We'll make it happen. Alrighty, so Bailey wants a rematch for the tag titles, and Johnny Gargano wants to be in his hometown. And we want him to be in his hometown too. So let's see, do we have any power cards? I always like getting these when I can because selfishly. Let's see who we can help out a little bit over here. Get schooled. Okay, who's really close to the next level? Probably Chad Gable, Jade. Well, Bailey's at level 20 as expected. So, yeah, let's go ahead and give this one over to Chad Gable. Because why not? Look at all the perks. Look at all the perks, people. Look at that. Okay, so Chad Gable, a bruiser or cruiser? To be honest, I don't know if I see him doing either one. I'd probably say cruiser or bruiser more so than cruiser, so let's go with that. And then Bailey's up next with a new perk, so let's do that. Casket match or backstage brawl? Let's do backstage brawl. Why not? Why not? So, show logistics. Okay, well, we're going to save our money for this week, I think, because WrestleMania is next week, but this is fitting. This is so fitting. The last match of MyGM before we get to WrestleMania is in Cleveland, so what better way than to just, yeah, let's just book the card, and then we'll go from there. We'll cook a little bit. Okay, so before we dive into this, I did another thing. I used our Legend Whisperer to get us up to 20 for Drew. He's our last, he's our most popular dude. I think he needs to be rewarded for it. So we're going to give him the last man standing match specialty as well. But you'll see what we did here. This could be the most random match ever. It is what it is. It's in Cleveland. We gotta do it. So here's our card, and we're gonna go ahead and watch this Falls Count Anywhere match between Johnny Gargano, Roman Reigns, and Dexter Lumis. The feud is stale between Dexter and Roman, but it is what it is, and we get Johnny wrestling in Cleveland, going for a world championship. Again, this is just gonna be the most ridiculous match in a minute that we've watched, probably, but it is what it is. It's a fitting way to end. It's a very fitting way to end this entire thing. So we also penciled in the tag team titles as well. We also used the pre-physio thing for Bailey as well. So let's just jump right into this craziness known as our main event here in the second to last episode of MyGM. Let's see what happens. Here we go from the land. Speaking of Cleveland, y'all, they renamed the arena again.
The following contest is a
God.
Falls Count Anywhere match and is for the World Heavyweight Championship. Introducing the challenger, representing DIY from Cleveland, Ohio, weighing in at 199 pounds, Johnny Gargano.
So yeah, at least at the time recording this, which again, we're recording this on the 18th of February, they can always change their minds, but so the arena up in Cleveland where like the Cavs played, where WWE will typically go and that sort of thing, it is currently known as Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse, previously known as Quicken Loans Arena or the Q, and then before that it was the Gund Arena or the Gund. So it's been through a few different name changes in recent years. And they decided to just call it the Rocket Arena as of February 18th. I'm like, there is nothing wrong with this name. And it's like people keep calling it the Gun still or the Q. Like, it was the Gund Arena before. Hang on here. When did the names change? Because I feel like the Gund Arena was when I was like a child, maybe. Let me see here. This is the Cleveland lore episode. Hang on here. Give me a minute. The Fund Arena. Oh my god, I can't spell. No. Okay, well the Fund Arena is actually an actual arena. Allegedly, conspiracy, whatever. So, yeah, it's changed a few... Yep, it is Rocket Arena. It's literally just called Rocket Arena now. So it was called the Gund Arena from... This is according to Wikipedia now, so take this with a grain of salt. Gund Arena from 1994 to 2005, so I literally grew up with the first one with the Gund Arena. Then there was Quicken Loans Arena, also known as the Q for short, from 2005 to 2019. So Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse hasn't been around in terms of the namesake as long as the Gund or Quicken Loans Arena.
Representing the
They renamed it because apparently Rocket Mortgage is now just known as okay, so there's more lore to this. So I didn't realize that this was actually like, so Rocket Mortgage used to be known as Quicken Loans, which is how we got the Quicken Loans Arena. So that bit of information is actually new to me. But it makes sense. It's owned by the same people and everything. Because in 2005, that's when Dan Gilbert bought everything. There's too much Cleveland lore in this episode, but I mean, the last episode, it's fitting. It's in Cleveland. We've got Johnny Gargano in this. We need to dive into the lore a little bit. So it's great timing, nonetheless. So, yeah. It's a slight name change, and I'm like, this is kind of stupid, but okay. Just... yeah. Yeah. To Rocket Arena. I mean, it's because of just the namesake, pretty much. Because I guess it's all sort of under the same watchful gaze. Okay, well, this makes sense. So it's named after Rock Entertainment Group. And the locations are in Cleveland and Detroit. Okay, that makes sense. It's just Rocket Arena. It sounds like something out of Rocket League. And this is not me being like an old head or anything like that, right? Because just, you know, some people, they get really stuck in their ways and just, they're not going to like, or they just have it as like, oh no, this was the name that I always known, and then I'm not going to call it anything else. Like, some people are just stubborn like that, to be honest, and I kind of get it, right, because of the nostalgia, right? But it's just like, like, it just objectively doesn't sound like... It just sounds like a video game arena. Like, it sounds like a Rocket League arena. That was my first thought when I heard it. Or, like... Just, I don't know. I mean, at least it adds up, but it's like you have to do a little bit of digging here to actually be like, oh, okay, this kind of makes sense here. But yeah, I mean, at least we had some quirky nicknames, and then at least it sounded okay with, like, Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse, right? You know, Fieldhouse. And now it's just Rocket Arena. Like, what? Oh, what a crazy little time.
From Recluse, Wyoming, weighing in at 230 pounds, he is the World Heavyweight Champion, Dexter Lumis.
The wild roller coaster of Dexter Lumis on 2K24 MyGM. That's kind of the fun part. That's half the reason I love doing MyGM and Universe modes, because you just don't know who the heck is going to win the titles or the matches or anything. It's like, well, how the heck did this happen? What happened over here? But yeah, we ended up just, you know, we dove into the Cleveland lore in this episode. If you're new to the channel, I'm originally from the Cleveland area myself. I'm not from the actual city of Cleveland proper. I am from the suburbs, much like, well, good old Logan Paul. Our hometowns are next to each other, okay? I'm allowed to be a little salty about it. We got a Johnny Wrestling chant here in the land. The Rocket Arena. Like, it just sounds kind of goofy, right? The Rocket Fieldhouse, that could have sounded just a little bit better. That might have worked a little bit. I'm like, okay, this kind of makes... This at least sounds like okay, right? I think Columbus has the Nationwide Arena, right? Well, technically Columbus, I believe, has two main arenas, right? Because there's one on OSU's campus and then one in actual Columbus, like the downtown area. Yep, Nationwide Arena. Okay, that makes sense. That one's been known as Nationwide Arena for as long as I can remember. Like, I remember we went to Nationwide Arena back in, oh boy, was that 2013? Yeah, 2013. Because my high school made it to the Final Four for state hockey. That was the only time I went to Nationwide Arena. But yeah, Columbus is about the same distance from, like, Cincinnati to Indianapolis, so it's like an hour and a half, little over that, right? No more than 2 hours. So, like, I could go up to Columbus for, like, a Blue Jackets game or something, but it's 71. If you've been up 71, if you've been anywhere on I-71 from Cleveland to Louisville, you understand. It's like, all right, Christina, we're getting too much Ohio lore in this episode. This is the lore you didn't know that you needed, right? But, yeah, they basically built the Nationwide Arena, and it's been the same name since then. And it's the home of the Columbus Blue Jackets. And then, I think Columbus has another arena, right? I think it's, what is it called again? The Schottenstein Center, I think. Yeah, so WWE, I believe they'll go to either one. And then here in Cincinnati, we have a decent number of little arenas over here, and I think people keep forgetting that. And I think they're looking into maybe doing something with the arena this year, too. I don't know. I mean, they keep saying they're going to do something about the arena here, but... yeah, that's what's happening. That is what is happening. It seems like the arena project might be a thing this year, finally. We'll have to see. But yeah, we have a number of arenas that have held wrestling events over the last couple years. Like AEW Collision back in, I think it was 2023. They were at the Truist Arena, which is down at NKU. AEW was just at the Brady Center, and then NXT's going to the Brady Center. Again, I don't know when this is going to be uploaded, but I'm going to that on the 25th. Then there's Heritage Bank Center, which is the main arena downtown. That one just needs like an overhaul entirely. But it was also known as the U.S. Bank Arena for, like, years there. And then the University of Cincinnati, where I got my undergrad from, or where I got my bachelor's degree from, right, where I went to undergrad and all that, they just recently renovated their arena a couple years back. So they're able to hold, like, a good 10,000, 12,000 people. It's, like, all brand new stuff, I think, from my understanding. I haven't been up to a game. I haven't been up there for a game or anything like that. But I know that the arena is like it can hold some people. I know Xavier up in it's weird where Xavier's kind of place, and that's because like it borders Cincinnati and Norwood, which Norwood kind of like is sandwiched in between two parts of Cincinnati. It's a carved out little part of town. It's like we didn't want to be, we don't want to deal with Cincinnati. We're going to just be our own little thing. So that's what happened there. But yeah, Xavier's got about 10,000 at that arena. I believe the Cintas Center. I believe that's the case. NKU can usually hold about like 9,000 to 10,000 as well. They just upgraded like their audio system and stuff. And then in terms of smaller venues, we also have the Megacorp Pavilion, which it had a way better name like beforehand. And that's in Newport, Kentucky. What did it used to be named? It had like a cool original name to it. Yeah, it was called the Promo West Pavilion at Ovation. But I mean, Megacorp, I guess, kind of works, right? Right. It doesn't sound nearly as cool. But that's where TNA was at last year. So we have a whole bunch of little arenas to work with now, which is kind of nice. I do wonder, because like Cincinnati's an interesting option for why they would do kind of a Raw and NXT doubleheader. But I mean, the arenas are really close, and maybe I'll walk around a little bit and show y'all what I'm talking about. And yeah, we'll kind of take a little walk around. The weather and flooding situation gets better, which I'm sure it will. Because the weather's supposed to warm up quite a bit So hopefully that works out. But yeah, I could go on about all the different arenas and stuff like that. Up in Cleveland, I know they've got like Cleveland State's Arena, and that's not too far away from, I guess Rocket Arena is what it's called now. The Wolstein Center. There we go. Look at me remembering all these different little arenas. So yeah, it is really interesting though that, like, you know, it's like I know that Cleveland got like a SummerSlam, but I do find it interesting because it's like last year we had a SmackDown here in town. TNA was in town last year. I think even like other different little promotions. I know Ohio Valley, like OVW, comes up from time to time, which naturally makes sense because it's just it's Louisville, and they're right up the road from us on 71. So, yeah, I don't know. And then, of course, there's like the riverfront and all that. But, yeah, hold up here. Okay, everything's freezing. It's not cool. You're freezing up on me. Okay. This is why okay, there we go. I think we're golden still. It's like, Christina, there's too much lore. It's like, here's your education on Ohio arenas. We didn't even get a chance to touch Toledo or Akron or Dayton. Like, we didn't get a chance to touch any of that yet. Although I think in my defense, I actually have never been to Dayton. And Akron I've only been to... Well, I used to go to Akron to go visit family. That was pretty much it. But Roman Reigns gets the title back from Dexter Lumis. Johnny Gargano, interestingly enough, not in the decision. Unsolicited Ohio lore. That might need to be the title. I don't know. Or in the description, or in the timestamps. It needs to be somewhere in there, because I feel like it's like, alright, Christina, shut up about Ohio. No shame, none at all. But we got a 5-star match, people. Let's see how everybody else did, and let's go and set up WrestleMania. Alrighty. Oh my god, we crushed it in the main event and in the opener, so I think that helped us out, I think. Right? Right. It was a strange match, but it is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is. 46,000 fans, though. NXT was right up there with us, alright. ECW was at 30. And then SmackDown was at 43. Okay, look at that. Okay, everybody did pretty good. That is always a fantastic sight to see. We're still in first place. Also love to see that as well. WrestleMania Week 25. You are welcome. Alright, Lyra. Sounds good. We'll do our best. We'll go ahead and get the WrestleMania PLE. Get that situated, get that taken care of, and then, do we need to do anything else? We're going to go ahead and kind of based on everything, so we need Lyra and Dominic to show up on the card in some shape or form. We also need a Tornado Tag Team match if we can. So let's go ahead and book the card. We'll see what happens, and let's go from there. Alrighty, lovely people. We have an absolutely bizarre WrestleMania on our hands, and I kind of want to watch a lot of these matches. I'm not going to lie to y'all. We've got a big Fatal 4-Way match to open things up. We got Chad Gable, Ilya Dragunov, Drew McIntyre, Johnny Gargano, Extreme Rules Fatal 4-Way match for the United States Championship, so getting 2 feuds in there at once. We might actually move these around a little bit. I don't know. Either way, we've got the Tornado Tag Team match because that was one of the commissioner goals, or the commissioner goal for the week. So we just kind of threw that over here. We've got Solo and Trick right in the middle of the show. That makes sense. In a no-holds-barred match. We've got CM Punk versus Scott Steiner in a steel cage match. And in the main event, we've got Roman Reigns versus Dexter Lumis versus Braun Strowman versus Dirty Dominic Mysterio for the World Championship in a Falls Count Anywhere Fatal 4-Way match. So this is going to be a very chaotic episode, to say the least. But we're going to just see what happens moving forward. I really want to watch this Fatal 4-Way to see what happens. I need to see this. Either way around, thank y'all so much for tuning in. Leave a like, leave a comment, make sure to hit the subscribe button and hit the bell button to get notifications around here and that sort of thing. Again, thank y'all so much for tuning in, and I will see you all in the next one for the MyGM finale, and technically 2K24 finale.